Welcome, this is Rebecca Warrington from rjmindbody.com. Welcome to Restorative Yoga, 30 minutes. Hope everybody's doing well. For this class today, we're concentrating on our shoulders, especially the mobility, and so it's what I refer to is a rejuvenative class when it comes to shoulder rejuvenation. And we will start with just concentrating on, we'll target the shoulders simply by moving them around, circling the shoulders multiple times, doing different types of stretches, but also, as I said, it's about mobility, circling them, making sure that we lubricate those joints. Because as we're probably aware, over time, if we don't do enough with our shoulders and they're stuck in one position, you're going to be, they will either become very stiff, they might end up being injury prone, and you're walking around with your shoulders up towards your ears and you're slightly hunched, or hunched maybe a lot as you get older. So we want to prevent that, obviously. None of us want that. So what we're going to do is we're going to start actually, without doing the breathing part right now, we're breathing, but we're going to just start to circle around, doing little tiny circles. But as we circle our bodies around, it doesn't matter which direction you've started, I want you to just incorporate the shoulders, so integrate those shoulders into the circling. So just one shoulder up and one and the other, and alternate between the rolling of the shoulders backwards. So we're working at the back, rolling the shoulders back first. And let's go in the other direction. So rolling, keep your sit bones on the ground or on if you're sitting on a cushion, block. And now we're going to go back in the original position, a circle to the other side again, and now we're going to circle the shoulders forward. I was sensing from my own body today, and let's go in the other direction, circling forward, that over a course of a few days you might be feeling kind of stiff, possibly because of the classes, or from not being so active, okay? Let's come back, so that's why I felt that we would start with doing a little bit of movement. So let's take an inhale, reach the arms up to the sky, and stretch through those arms. So come into a V shape, and then bend the elbows until the elbows and shoulders are in line. Palms are facing forward, spreading those fingers. And draw the elbows back. And as you do so, bring the elbows in towards your rib cage. But they're still behind you slightly. Then inhale, lift back up into the cactus shape arms. And then bring the elbows back down towards your rib cage. So now we're incorporating the breath. You're inhaling, lifting up something that's quite heavy, using your imagination, and then that heavy thing is pushing you down. Bring those elbows in. As you bring the elbows in towards your rib cage, draw them back slightly more. And then inhale, lift back up. And then one more time, squeeze, and then release the shoulders. So we're going to do a few little things. Let's come into a standing pose. Let's come up to standing. And I want us to just roll the shoulders and lift your left hip up and your right hip. Same shoulder, same hip. Round and round, circle. Coming onto the toes, loosening up the hips, the knees, the ankles. And now we're going to go in the opposite direction with the shoulders, so rolling forward. Rolling, rolling. lifting one foot up and then the other. And this time, imagine that you're swimming. You're in the water, whatever body of water you wish you were in right now. And let's do our freestyle stroke, crawl stroke. And then let's go back stroke. And let yourself do what feels just perfect for you right now. You might feel extremely stiff in your hips and your shoulders, your knees, your ankles, but we're going to loosen them up. Now, what I want you to do is bend one knee and straighten the other leg, and then keep flowing your arms back and forth. Now with this movement, your arms are just dangling. It's as if your arms aren't attached to they're attached, but just by a string to your shoulders. Let the arms swing from side to side. Now you can slap yourself if you like. By slapping your body, you stimulate the lymphatic system, which we all need more than ever right now. So you're slapping your bottom, your sides, your back, your shoulders, giving yourself a pat on the back, your sides. Just keep swinging from side to side. You can go very fast or you can go slow. Now, we might need to go fast because it feels good. It feels nice to move a little faster. So now yoga is not always about doing slow movements and holding stretches. It's also, you can do more of a dynamic. There's a dynamic side to yoga. So let's slow ourselves down. Gently slow this movement down. And maybe your heart's has started to speed up a little bit. And then come back to the front of your mat if you're not already there. Feet are hip distance apart. Let's reach the arms up. Let's sweep them up to the sky. Let's take the hands back behind you. Interlace them. Slide the hands down your bottom and squeeze your shoulder blades together. Lift your heart. So with this, lift your heart a little bit higher, concentrating on the front heads of your shoulders. And then lean forward, coming all the way down. Lifting your arms up to the sky. Now if you cannot do this, then grab hold of a strap or a scarf. Hopefully it's near you, and just hold onto the scarf or strap. If it's too intense to have your fingers together. Then replace the hands on your back, and then release the hands forward. Now I want you to lift up and reach the arms back and lift all the way up to standing. Now from here, lift your arms up to the sky, and then open the arms out to the sides like a T. Spin the whole arm and the palm back. So from the shoulder head to the palm, press it back behind you. And then release the arms next to your sides, palms facing forward, and then peel open those hands, and then turn them slightly out to the sides. And then lift back up, open out the arms to the sides, spin the whole arm back, and reach back, palms facing back. Float the hands next to your thighs and lift back up. Let's do that a few more times. Open, spin the palms back and push into an imaginary wall. Let the hands float next to your sides and lift back up. Now, from here we're going in the opposite direction. Hands are next to your sides, lift back, spin the palms towards the ceiling, lift up to the sky. Reach forward, float the hands next to your sides, reach up and back with those palms facing, lift up. One more time, float the arms down and spin the palms back. Lift up to the ceiling. These times, float the hands out to the sides, palms facing down, and come into a forward fold. Let's take a moment here. Opposite hand to opposite elbow. Little sways from side to side. Drop your head, look between your legs. And just shake your head no and shake your head yes. Legs straight or bent. And let's take a few moments here. Release all that you've just done to your shoulders. You should be feeling that you're freeing up your shoulders a little bit more. So little tiny sways. Also your lower back, backs of the legs. So if this is way too much for you, you can always put your hands on a chair. You can have a chair in front of you and just place your hands on a chair. So we're all in different places. Let's release the hands from your elbows. Let's place the hands back on the ground and let's step our left foot back, right foot back into our downward dogs. Let's lower the knees to the ground. Let's take a moment in an extended child's with the knees wide and your big toes touching. Let your hands reach forward, elbows off the ground, stretching out the armpits. You should be feeling the stretch around the armpits and just around the breasts. And looking towards the ground or placing your forehead on the ground. Stretch out, inhale and exhale. Now breathe in, come up into your tabletop. So wrists under shoulders, knees are under hips. Take your right arm, reach it up to the sky. And then thread it under your left arm. Now from here, just stretch. Don't place the arm this time. Do not place the arm on the ground. Just let it hover off the ground. And try and reach as far to the left as you can. And then sweep it back. Underneath you, then inhale, reach back up towards the ceiling, looking towards that hand. Take an inhale and exhale. Thread that right arm underneath your left. And reach, 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 reach. Squeeze, squeeze, feel that shoulder, the left shoulder and the right shoulder. And then inhale, lift up. And then place that right hand down. Let's do the other side. So this time take your left arm, reach it up, and then thread it under your left. Let me just make sure I'm doing it correctly. The left was it. Now left arm up, yeah? And then sweep it under. Reach that left arm away. And then reach, 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 reach. Stretch that left shoulder. Then inhale, lift back up. And then do this again. Thread it under, but don't lay it on the ground. Look towards your left arm. Stretch through that left shoulder, and then inhale, lift up back up. And place your left hand down. Then sit back and onto the heels for just a moment. Let's interlace those hands or cross-legged and reach forward with those palms. As you do so, stretch those fingers, draw your chin to your chest, and lean as far back as you can. And then inhale, lift your arms up to the sky. And then exhale, round through the spine again. One more time, lift up. And then release the arms to the ground. Exhaling into your downward dogs. This is a downward dog. Now from here, take your right foot and place it between your hands. Flatten out that back foot, and we're going to come all the way up into our what they call a warrior one. Heel toe that right foot out a few inches to the right. Both feet are hip distance apart, so you're not tight roping your legs. Back toes turn and point towards the left corner of the mat. Right knee is bent, but no further than your ankle. If you want to go further with the legs, you can widen it. It's more challenging, a little bit closer, a little bit easier. I'm not saying it's less challenging. So from here, I want you to take your arms, float them back, and then interlace them. Slide them down your bottom. Pick your hands off your back. Now, this can be done with the strap between your hands again, if that works best for you. And I want you to then lean over towards that right leg, that front leg. Your belly can rest on that thigh. This might be as far as you go. Or if you want to go further, lift your arms up, drop your head. This is called ostrich in the sand. So ostrich, head in the sand. And let's take a breath in and release the hands to your lower back and then lift all the way up. Keep your legs exactly as they are. You should be feeling your left ankle, the Achilles tendon, the ankle, the back of the calf. It should be speaking to you. Left hand, slide it down your left leg, reach your right arm up to the ceiling and bend towards that back leg. Take a breath in and take a breath out. Let's inhale, and as you exhale, let's lower our hands back to the ground, framing that right foot. Let's step your left foot towards your right. Let's come into a forward bend. Let's inhale, slide the hands up the shins, coming up halfway. If you can press into the back of those knees, that's great. If you have back issues or it's very tight, you might not be able to. You'll keep your knees bent. Forward fold as you exhale. So we're going to inhale halfway, and we're going to through the nose, and then you're going to exhale and go. Exhale, release the tension. Inhale, lift up halfway, looking forward to wherever your eyes meet the mat, and then exhale, forward fold. This time inhale, sweep the arms all the way up to the sky, reaching them out to the sides, lifting up nice and tall. Exhaling the hands together in front of your heart. Let's interlace the hands, squeeze the elbows in towards your rib cage. You're squeezing them, and you're going to, all you're doing here is lifting the elbows up towards, in line with the shoulders, so a little bit higher, and then straighten your arms. Keep your arms exactly like this. The only thing you're doing is bending the elbows, bringing your hands back towards you. And then forward again, straighten, inhale and exhaling, bringing those arms in. Feeling the back of your shoulders working, not just stretching. You'll feel it stretching, but you're also strengthening your biceps and the fronts of your shoulders, so around the sternum. Inhaling forward and then release the arms down. Let's sweep the arms up. Let's exhale, forward bend. Let's inhale halfway, slide the hands up your shins, lift up, open your heart, press the knees back if you can. Then exhale, release the hands to the ground, step your right foot back, left foot back, downward dog. So as we're hanging here for a moment, if you happen to be vinyasa people who want to go through a plank to a chaturanga, if you know what I'm talking about, you can do that into a cobra or an upward dog and then meet us back into a downward dog. If not, I'm staying here. Or a child's pose, just for a moment. Take a breath in and little bends and straightening of the legs. And then we all meet back wherever you are, back into our downward dog. Now from here, take an inhale, and as you exhale, step your left foot between your hands, and then flatten out that back foot. slowly lift yourself up. Take your left foot heel toe to the left a few inches. Turn your back toes so they're pointing towards the front right corner of the mat. As if you could draw a line from the corner to your toes. Bend your left knee no further than your ankles. Take your hands and interlace them with the unfamiliar interlace. One finger down. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Slide the hands down. If you're using a strap or a scarf, do so. And then lift the arms up behind you and lean forward. Dropping your head. No tension in that neck. Belly rests on your thighs, or take it further. Come all the way down and drop your head. Ostrich. Placing your head in the sand. And breathe in and out. Let it go, all the tension. Then take an inhale and exhale gently. Lift yourself up. Using those arms to lift you up, using your core to lift up. Your legs don't change. And then from here, slide your right hand down, release the hands from one another. Slide your right hand down your right thigh, lift your left arm up to the sky. Spin that left palm back and bend over towards your right leg, your back leg. Feeling the calves and the Achilles tendon, ankles working, strengthening. This is a all body strengthener and stretch. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, come forward and lower your hands to the ground. And then step back this time into a downward dog. And then lower the knees. You might find your heart started beating again, and that's great. So from here, I want you to extend your legs forward. Take your right leg on top, so cross it over your left leg. Now, option here, you're going to take that left hand, slide your right foot until it's close to your left hip. If not next to it, or mine isn't next to it, but it's close to it. You want to stack your right knee over your left knee, okay? Now, if you can, for those that might be able to double it up, do that. But I'm going to give you the straight leg, the one-legged version. So sitting up tall, taking your arms out to the sides and then forward in front of you. Take your left arm, cross it under your right. So you're creating a little X with your arms. Then you're going to twist your arms, you're going to twist it like a pretzel. Placing your palms together or the thumbs. If this doesn't work for you, you have no idea what I'm doing, we'll do this over the next few weeks anyway, so we'll keep practicing it. You can place your hands on your shoulders. But if you can twist, that's great. And maybe touch your thumbs or your palms together. Lift your shoulders up so they're in line with your shoulders. Take a breath in, and as you breathe out, I want you to lean towards that right knee. See if you can go a little bit lower. Activate that left leg. So you're pushing into that, you're flexing that left foot. And drop your chin towards your chest. And breathe in. And then as you breathe out, lift back up. And untwist those arms. Open them out to the sides for a moment. You might notice, they feel light, they feel nice. And then extend your right leg. This time take your left leg over, take your right hand and grab hold of that left foot and pull it towards your right hip. So now your left knee and your right knee are in line with each other as best as you can, depending on your knee. Reach your arms out to the sides and then sweep them forward. Now take your right arm underneath your left. X shape. Now either place them on your shoulders or twist like a pretzel. Grab and place the palms together or just grab hold of your thumbs. Elbows reach up a little bit higher so that they're in line with your shoulders. you should feel a stretch in your back of your shoulder. Take a breath in, and as you breathe out, lean over towards that left leg. Drop your chin towards your chest. And this should be felt in your upper shoulders. You're stretching out the back of the shoulders, but strengthening the front. And then take an inhale, lift back up to sitting, to nice tall spine. Open the arms out to the sides. Feel that lightness, that airiness in those arms. And then uncross those legs. Let's find our way onto our backs. Let's hug your knees into your chest. When we carry tension in our shoulders, open the arms out to the sides, drop the knees to the left, turn your gaze to the right. When we carry tension in our shoulders, it affects every part of our body. It affects our mind, because our brain thinks we're stressed and we're in trouble. But once we relax those shoulders, the rest of our body follows suit. Our mind, our thoughts lessen, there's less aggravation and frustration and annoyance in terms of emotions, and our thoughts slow down. Bring the knees back up, give yourself another hug, and then place the knees to the right. Open the arms wide, turn your gaze to the left. And then bring your knees back up. Give yourself a hug. Extend your right leg to the right corner of the mat, the left leg to the left corner, and let the arms open up a few inches from your body. Closing your eyes, melting into the mat. So taking just a few moments here. Now you can either stay in your Shavasana for the next few moments, as long as you want. Or you can decide to come up into your cross-legged seat, simply by rolling over to your right side and easing yourself back up into your seat. Don't hesitate to stay put for the time being, if you want to stay down. Shavasana usually for longer classes are about 5 minutes. This class, because it's 30 minutes, it's only about a minute or so, if that. But you can choose to stay on. So if you are sitting up, take a moment to observe your shoulders, especially around the chest, the collarbone, the upper shoulders, the upper back, neck. I would be surprised if you didn't feel this sense of kind of lightness up in that area. There's a sense of everything has dropped a little bit. And then reach the arms up to the sky, feel those arms as they lift towards the ceiling, and let the hands come together in front of your heart. So I want to thank you for being with me again, for watching this live online video, and being with me every day. This gives me such pleasure to not only to be able to give to you, but also I get so much back. Please don't hesitate to send feedback, positive. I hate using the word negative, but it's constructive criticism. That's the only way we can perfect what we're doing. It's an everyday evolution. So this is Rebecca Warrington at RJ Mind Body. Let's spread the word to the world. Namaste.